It had some heart. It's not the worst zombie movie I've ever. Hello, welcome to Just My Thoughts. I'm your host Khaleel Ward. On this episode, I'll be talking about Apocalypse Z: The Beginning of the End. It's on Prime Video. Came out in 2024. The original language is in Spanish, although you can watch it in English. I watched it in English because the dialogue just wasn't that important in this particular movie. It's an action horror movie. We follow this guy named Manel. Uh, when we see him, he's hanging out with his sister, his girlfriend. They're having a good time. When they leave, they get into a car accident. The girlfriend dies. Fast forward 1 year later. And, he's not doing well. Looks a little depressed. Bills piling up. He just looks a little disheveled. And you can see, I think the movie did a good job at certain points with the camera where it's following him around the apartment, but it's also staying on the TV, and you see the TV. The news is talking about this virus that's going around. But at one point, they show somebody looking like changing into a zombie on the table, but he never notices that. And he just goes about his day. Then his sister calls, like, hey, I think it'd be better if you come here, you stay with us, with your nephews and everything. So he tries to go to the airport, and they start scanning tickets, and none of the tickets are going through. And after about third, fourth person, this one guy at the airport is like, they don't want us to go anywhere. They're shutting down the airport. Everything is going wrong. He gets a gun and he starts shooting. Everybody runs away. But again, nothing, like, zombies are not around yet. So Manel, he just goes home and he starts boarding up his house because they tell him to board up the house and everything. Military will come get you, but he doesn't want to leave. He has his little cat. And at some point, he puts on this diving suit so the zombies can't bite him and things like that. And he goes around the neighborhood looking for food, and he finds this old lady that was left by her family. She's in a wheelchair, and then they become friends. She's like the gossip person of the neighborhood, and she's telling him all the different houses he can go to try to find food. And he finds some food, and they start kicking it and eating dinner together and talking about their lives or whatever on walkie-talkies. But then she lets him know about this radio station, and they come to this place, be safe. And he's like, we should go. And she's like, I can't make it, I'm in a wheelchair. And things happen, and he has to go alone. He tries to go to his boat, and the boat is going, everybody stole the boat. And then at some point, the movie shifts from the zombies being a threat to humans being a threat. When he gets found on the water by this other boat, and they are doing some weird stuff on that boat, and he's trying to ask questions, and the guy's like, yo, stop asking so many questions. I don't want you to get in trouble. So then for 30 minutes, it's like humans are the threat, because now we're on the water and the zombies aren't here. So now I got to worry about what the humans are doing. The movie has some heart. It's not just a senseless action horror movie. That's what I was expecting. I was expecting him to just go around killing a bunch of zombies. He kills some zombies at some point, but it's more about the human connection, because eventually he does get off the boat and zombies are the threat again, but he finds people that he needs to save. He finds a purpose in his life, meeting all these different people. And it's like a C movie, but it's okay. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. It's a fine watch. Again, you don't have to watch it in Spanish. And at some points I was more intrigued, when things were happening. I was like, oh, that's a little interesting. Okay, where are they gonna go with this? But in terms of zombie kills and things like that, it's nothing crazy. This is not Train to Busan or anything, but it's a okay watch if you just need something on in the background to check out. And it just kept popping up on Prime Video for me, so I was like, I'll just check it out. But those are just my thoughts on Apocalypse Z. If you watched the movie, let me know what you thought about it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.